So starting in a comfortable seat. Bringing the hands to rest wherever feels instinctive. Just take a moment to let yourself settle, let the breath slow. Start to notice the length of your inhale and the length of the exhale. Trying to make the exhale perhaps too longer than the inhale. This morning we're going to have a go again at doing normally breathing, where we either stay seated or choose to stand if we're learning how to completely empty the belly of air. And so to make sure that we're prepared for that, we need to start by waking up the abdominals and finding that contraction point whereby we empty ourselves, we empty as low as we can of air from the lungs by using the abdominals to help pump the movement in and out. So when you're ready, we're going to start with a round of Kapalabhati to begin with. So we're doing a really slow inhale, expanding into the belly, and as you exhale, pull the stomach back sharply. I'd suggest bringing both hands onto the belly just to really make sure that you are expanding into it. It can be quite tempting to just breathe kind of halfway and then pull back to speed up. Just keep it nice and slow. Taking a really deep breath in. Doing two more. Taking a full breath all the way to the top. Opening the mouth, exhale out. One more of those. Inhale to the top. Exhale it out. Good. We're going to do another round of that, of Kapalabhati. We're doing 10, and then taking a full breath in so I know that you're done. So when you're ready, beginning. Good. We're going to finish with one round of 12. And I would advise you to do Vastrika, so we're doing forceful inhale and exhale, which obviously picks up the pace quite considerably. If you are already feeling quite hot this morning, or you're already feeling a bit lightheaded from what we've done, don't. Stick with what you're doing. Do another 10 rounds. Otherwise, we're going to do 20 of Vastrika. So when you're ready, preparing yourself, maybe bringing both hands onto the belly again to make sure you're really using the stomach. Once you lose the belly contractions, come back to a normal breath and then join back in. Take a full breath in to cleanse. Open the mouth, let it out. And then begin. One more full breath. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Your hands around your belly, just gently bring them back to somewhere that they can rest. Come back into your breath. And I want you to become aware, we have a triangle shape, like a diamond shape, between the front of your pubis and the back of your anus. So we have these two quite large bones, the sit bones, and then obviously right at the front, the pubic bone. I want you to imagine feeling both of those bones, just mentally. I want you to imagine where the sit bones help ground you down. And then I want you to feel and observe where you think the front of your pubic bone is. And then draw a diagonal from the pubic bone halfway across and then down. So we form that diamond shape that makes up the pelvic floor. When people start playing with Bandha's energy locks, the cue that's most commonly given is to imagine that you are stopping a pee mid-flow, and then imagine you're doing the same on the back end. So I want you to imagine that you are just pausing everything. And to begin with, that feels like quite a tight contraction, and then I want you to kind of soften it, but feel where the muscles start to perhaps relax and just lightly keep them active. We can't keep it contracted, you wouldn't be able to breathe. But just feel slight activations. If you're trying to pull front and back of the diamond together, so you're trying to shorten the diamond. Good, and then release it. And then again, imagine pulling the front and the back together. Only a very slight contraction. Holding, continuing to breathe. Good, and then release. One more time, finding that contraction point. Imagine lifting the energy all the way up into you without squeezing any further or any harder. And release. Good. Okay. If you are a regular practicer of Noli, you're welcome to sit. Otherwise, I find it much easier to try and guide this by standing. So I will be standing because I'm still working this out in my own body. Okay. Whichever variation you're doing, I would tend to bring the hands onto the legs. You want to make sure you're leaning forward. So if you're not standing, that's fine. Just making sure that you can bring your hands onto your legs so that you've created quite a bit of space here. Okay, so for Noli, you're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to imagine pulling up that pelvic floor, that diagonal. Pull the two bits together. You're going to empty your belly all the way out so that it hollows. And then I want you to imagine pulling a bit harder. So we're trying to imagine pulling up the root, pulling up here under the diaphragm, and eventually you might start to feel a bit of a sucking motion at the back of the throat. That's okay, that's normal. What I want you to do is, once you have finished, I would like you to stay here. Let the belly go down, fill yourself back up, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, sit yourself back up straight or stand up straight. So your choice, but making sure, please, 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 that you don't stand up with that contraction going on. I had a horrible incident with it 4 years ago that left me in quite a predicament. So, okay, when you're ready, taking a deep breath in and exhale. Okay, I'm going to try it 2 more times. Again, if you are a constant practicer and therefore you're more comfortable doing this seated, what we're working towards once you've emptied the belly and lifted everything up is trying to imagine the abdominals moving across to the right and then moving them across to the left. So the purpose of Noli is to massage the inner organs. So we do that by drawing everything out so that the skin is really engaging against them. And then we just gently create a bit of a ripple through, which just helps massage out your organs. When you are ready, taking a deep breath in. I'm not going to cue this one because it's hard to cue it and do it at the same time. So take a deep breath in. Okay, you're welcome to do it one more time. You're welcome to come to a seat and just allow that to settle into the body. I will leave it with you to decide which you would prefer to do. There's no rush. When you're ready, finding your way down or finding your way into a comfortable seat if you're already seated. Bringing the hands somewhere to rest. Just let yourself settle back down into your body. Notice the breath. Notice where it moves to as you inhale and exhale. Noticing the mouth length of your exhale.
As we set ourselves up for our day ahead, as we allocate ourselves this time to better prepare the body and the mind, I'd like you to either choose an intention for the day, or to find 3 things that you can be grateful for this morning as we move into a new day. And then for the last minute, I'd like you to just lift the corners of the mouth and notice how gently smiling makes you feel. And very slowly start to move the hands out in front of you. Start to generate a amount of heat. Bring your hands over the eyes. Softly blink the eyes open into the darkness of that space. And when you feel ready, start to spread the fingers wide, let light back in. And draw the hands down. Namaste.